Chapter 1. School. So I've done the romance bit, met the man of my dreams, la-dee-da. I had the castle-type wedding. I got bored and went to bed at 11:30. Every other bugger drank the free fizz. I got pregnant. I'm in baby bliss heaven. The world will now be perfect. As we know, is it heck, disaster strikes. A tsunami hits our lives, and the reason this one is worse is that there's no one to pull the plug. I mean, this thing is with you 24/7. No weekend off, no bank holidays. It's an endless struggle, a thankless task. Parenthood is not what they say it is. Before you had a baby, you'd never even heard of colic. If someone had said it to me, I'd have thought it was a local rock band. Why don't they put warnings on those leaflets in books when you are trying for a baby? Warning, your baby may develop colic. There is no cure. The doctors won't believe you, and you will purchase every possible brand of medication on display in Boots, including purchasing anti-colic bottles. You will engage in baby massage and take your baby to a chiropractor. In those first 12 weeks, you will blow the entire savings you had for your maternity leave. It's pure torture. I play the perfect mother card. Outwardly, life is rosy, fulfilled. My matching nappy bag and pram are the symbol of perfect motherhood. I have succeeded in life, I have borne a child, and I have a matching set to prove it. Deep down, I just want to drink gin and eat cake. But you get over it. They grow up. The little darlings develop a personality. 1 minute, I want to actually strangle her. I know social services will probably want to remove my child for saying that, but I never did, so there's no due cause. And the next, I feel like my heart will pop out of my chest and wrap itself around this gorgeous creature I created. Nurturing to narcotics, who knew? Anyway, the point of this story is not the meeting the only man I will ever shag for the rest of my life and playing happy families, but it's the ever after part. The part where my 5-year-old tells me to fuck off in the playground right in front of the toffee-nosed cake-making bitches whose kids only know how to say organic and evolutionary, mummy. Tossers. So, you want to know where this story starts? Well, it starts right in the playground, walking said 5-year-old daughter to her school. Her name is actually Davina. Don't suppose it's appropriate to call her said 5-year-old. She's nervous. I'm more nervous. Will she bite anyone today? Is it acceptable to have Weetabix in my hair and put this coloured shirt with these coloured trousers? Clearly not. For once I hit that expansive space, I soon realize where the battle lines are drawn. Suddenly, despite a great effort not to be a chav, I actually find myself stood with the other chavs. Mother Nature and her crew are stood at the far side of the playground, and the force field that surrounds them is unbreakable. I will not penetrate this, particularly in this outfit, and especially since my child has just displayed her pants. Oh, crap. Maybe I misjudged the chavs. Maybe there is a class in there that are like me. Or maybe not. Get here, you fucking little shite. Ah, okay. I slide slightly towards the bit in the middle, between the chavs and the mother heaven, and then I realise there are a couple more people like me in this group. The so-called outsiders, misfits. Give them a name, any name, they'll just be glad of the attention. So I join the middle circle and soon realise their children are like mine. When the gay guy's son runs up to me and asks if I have a vagina, I realise this actually might be a group I fit into. The conversation is light. I really can only make small talk because my eyes are forever watching that little devil darling that belongs to me, but I manage a few hellos. Then, with a deafening blow, That bell rings and it takes me straight back to being 5 years old and prized away from my mother's arm. Oh, how it hurt! The pain! They grabbed your arm and took you in, and that was it for the next 11 years. Bloody torture. I look around for my poor, undeserving child, but realise she's already gone inside. Darn, the teachers these days. They just don't have the fear factor. Shuffling feet. I walk out the school gates, forlorn, like I've just lost a limb. My poor baby. Poor me. My baby, my poor baby. But hang on. They've taken her until 3:35 p.m. Hang on, that's like a whole, fingers required, 6 hours and 45 minutes. Jesus wept. I'm child-free, I'm solo. The giddiness is like a Jaeger bomb shot 5 times over. I find myself running back to the car. Yes, running. Haven't done that in 7 years. 2 years of trying and being saintly towards my body. No exercise, no bad food. Just sex, sex, and more sex. I reach home and open the door. The sound of nothingness is upon me. Oh, how I love that sound! Oh, how I've wanted to hear that sound for the past 5 years. I don't quite know what to do, so it seems sensible to do something solitary. I boil the kettle, pour myself a coffee, put on This Morning, and grab the pile of 25 Beautiful Homes magazines I've been collecting since 2010. This is good. I'm looking, but suddenly I realise I no longer actually give a shit what my house looks like. What has happened? Gone are the days of filter coffee, a settee, and 25 Beautiful Homes magazine. It doesn't matter anymore. But why? Why doesn't it matter? This used to replicate a perfect Sunday morning. I walk past the mirror and catch a glimpse of myself. Who is this person? I look like a cross between Nanny McPhee, the ugly version, and Jabba the Hutt. What happened to me? I cannot think about it. I pick up the remote and realise I am drawn to Sabibis. It's time for Mr. Bloom. This is the time of day when I normally sit down with Davina and we actually watch television together. It's bonding. Actually, it's normally me insisting that she watch it because it's educational, when in reality she just wants to crayon on my feather and black cushions. That same feeling reappears when I watch Mr. Bloom. A tingle, a little sheepish. Oh, but this time there is no child. Christ, where's my dildo? I think I last saw it at the back of the sock drawer, covered with tights I cannot fit into. I find myself praying, please let us have double A's. Pete's OCD supply of batteries is now something I am actually grateful for. I dust it down, remove the fluff it collected from the back of the drawer, and rinse it under the tap with Palmolive soap. The rest I need not describe, but when I emerge from my duvet, it's like, hey man, I just rode a mighty fucking wave. So the swagger is on now. I'd smoke, but I haven't got any fags left. I smoked the last packet in the 3rd trimester, but I'll never admit it. So I waltz about the house. It's Beyoncé time. I feel like pouring myself a glass of wine to celebrate this new release of life. I truly appreciate every moment. This cannot be repeated. You can't read about this in Woman's Own. This is happening now, and I bloody well deserve it. So I've shaked my booty for a while. The hours have passed without me realizing. I check the clock. Shit! She will be back soon. Tea. I need to make some tea. Something healthy and nutritional. Fish fingers, chips, and peas will do. After I've finished checking my still rosy cheeks in the mirror, I realize it's 3:30 p.m. Bollocks! Pickup is at 3:35 p.m. It's okay. We only live 3 minutes from the school. I get in the car and drive to the school, but holy shit, what's happened? OMG. Something terrible must have happened as cars surround the school. There is nowhere to park. My poor baby is stuck in some horrific accident in school and I cannot get to her. I abandon the car outside the no parking, disabled person only parking space. I race to the gates, out of breath for the 100 yards I've just moved, and there I find all the other parents in a queue. A queue for what? To identify the bodies? Oh, shit! And there I was, masturbating to Mr. Bloom. I realise the pace is moving slowly. There is no panic. People are chatting. Even the gay guy is talking to someone casually. Oh, the crowd shuffles forwards. I am drawn in. I take a deep breath. I am still not sure what to expect at the other end. Will she be laid flat out in the playground, bleeding from the head? I carry on with the mob. I push forwards until I realise the crowd is simply waiting for the gate to open. Of course, the gate. The playground gate. That's why we are queuing. I am relieved. I quietly praise myself for picking this school. Security was top of my list, after longingly searching for schools that keep children until 7 p.m. I'm through. There's no disaster. Phew! Thank the Lord she's safe. My strides are slightly larger into the playground. Yep, all is good. Our children are safe and they are coming home. Deep sigh. Okay, I need to calm myself. I've had an afternoon off, but that's not my life anymore. My life is now filled with the joy and loving sound of my 5-year-old daughter. The truth is, I'm not quite sure what to expect when the doors open. Will she come out excited to see me, or will she be crying because she doesn't want to come home? As I ponder her arrival, the gay guy walks over to me. I'm so worried. Lionel can be a right little shit. I just hope he's behaved. It occurs to me that Lionel is probably adopted. I am filled with admiration. To give up your life for a child who has no family to care for him is a truly selfless act. A true hero. It's much better than how I acquired my child. I just laid back, mentally wrote my shopping list, stuck my legs in the air for a good half hour after, and kapow! Job done. Don't worry, I'm sure they've had a great day, I say. We both smile at one another, knowing there is no truth in this statement. And then it happens. The teacher appears and, like laying out the lambs to slaughter, she produces her crop. Out comes every other bugger's child except mine. Where is she? Was I wrong? Was there actually a disaster? Oh, no. I see. She has been held back with Lionel. Lionel has a black eye. Davina has something that looks like blood dripping from her mouth. Crap. And there it is, the finger. Mrs. Cretcher points and wiggles her finger at me, symboling for me to come over. Not me. Surely not me. You mean the gay guy. Then come the 2 fingers, and I realise it's me and the gay guy. At this point, I feel like I need a friend. I'm Jess, by the way. I'm Carlton. We both walk, almost doing the wedding march to Mrs. Cretcher. It's unknown territory, but somehow I know it. I've done this walk before, and it never ends well. A word, please, says Mrs. Cretcher. We are taken into the infant's cloakroom. I try to look at ease. Sit, she barks. It's at this point I see the teeth marks around her ankle, covered with some fresh blood. I sit straight away, but realise too late that where you normally expect a seat to be, there's a massive drop, and my arse lands on a cold wooden bench with my knees hitting my ears. I was very disturbed to find Davina laid across Lionel, poking one set of fingers in his eyes and the others on his trousers. There are no words. I was even more disturbed to hear Lionel say, "Do it like you mean it, bitch." I don't know what you are teaching these children, but it is not acceptable in my classroom. I don't know where to put my eyes. I blame bloody Channel 4, but who knew she was awake? I'm so sorry. I think she was just nervous, is all I can muster. Carlton just dare not speak. He's transfixed by Mrs. Cretcher. He's gone back in time to infant school and looks like the boy who has just pissed his pants. We stand up to leave. In the corner are two children who look like butter wouldn't melt. Carlton and I walk towards our children, waiting to see what the other does first. But I know it's probably for me to show the way. I walk up to Davina, but before I get anywhere near, she sticks out her tongue and runs off. I smile back. I'm going to count to 3, Davina, and you must come straight back. When I'm at 2 3/4, I decide to change tack. Lionel and Carlton are getting their coats on. I tell Davina the school is going to close and she will spend the night here. Nothing. Without Mr. Ted. A face appears. My little monster cannot sleep without Mr. Ted. Thank you, Mr. Ted. We leave. The playground is empty except for Carlton and Lionel. We walk back to the car in silence. Even the children are quiet. I reach the car and remove the parking ticket. Carlton tells me he can take care of that messy bob if I need him to. Rude, I chunted to myself. It's not a bob, it's a grow back. The bloody baby absorbed all my hair and grew it on her head and body. I think of the only mother who gave birth to a silverback. Each morning is the same saga. I really tried to get up early to make myself look presentable. In fact, one morning I went the full Monty. I even put on eyeshadow and mascara. At 6:30 a.m. I looked presentable. Problem was, I fell asleep on the settee, and so by 8:30 a.m. I looked like something a cat had dragged through the hedge backwards. Accepting your place in the playground is just one hurdle. There are many more. For example, choosing an appropriate outfit for your child on World Book Day. The Toffee Cake-Making Brigade are surrounded by mini Where's Wally's and Harry Potters. Sending Davina dressed as high-heeled Moo Cow from Moo Cow Kung Fu Cow did not go down well. I thought it would be unique, make her stand out. However, when she came home crying because everyone had laughed at her and Lionel had tried to milk her, I decided next year she would be Red Riding Hood before she is permanently scarred. The fear at the end of the day never goes. Will I be summoned today? If I don't make eye contact with Mrs. Cretcher, she may forget and I may be able to grab my little darling and make a quick getaway, I think. But it never works. Her eyes burn into the back of my head. I know she is glaring. When I take a quick swiping glance, she sees me and out comes the finger. Oh, crap. Here we go again.